Hey everyone, Robert with Odd Random Thoughts, and I thought it was about time that I went ahead and showed you my setup here in the home office. I've done quite a few tutorial videos on setting up Linux router and some server help videos, stuff like that, but I haven't actually ever talked about or shown much of my own home networking setup here in the office. Let's get right to it so y'all can take a peek at what I have going on here. Okay, so this is the first workstation. This is my personal PC. I have the dual monitors, the Logitech wireless keyboard and mouse. Great keyboard and mouse. I've had it for several years now. It has never given me any trouble. Works like a charm. I've got the Klipsch speaker set up, the 2.1. It's got the little desktop satellites there and the sub down at the bottom. And then we'll come over here. This is my HP Laserjet Pro 200 color printer, copier, scanner combo. Excellent printer. It was about a $500 printer, but well worth the money. I've had it for a couple of years now and still haven't had to change the toner in it. Although the toner is expensive, it costs you about $300 to refill all of it. Like I say, I haven't had to refill it yet, so the black is getting kind of low now, but I've still got a ways to go on it before I have to refill. Here's just a normal desk chair. Got me a cushion in it. It's kind of a memory foam gel cushion. Boy, it's a lifesaver because I'm in that chair a lot during every day because I work here too. So, and I'll show you that setup here in a minute. There's my trusty tool bag for all my computer work and stuff. Down here is my Asus Tower. Sorry for the lighting, folks. I know it's kind of dark in here. You can probably just see the little LED on the front there showing you that it's on, but I'll kind of give you the specs of it. It has a Intel Core i7 3770. That's a 3.4 gigahertz processor, 16 gigs of RAM. It has a single terabyte drive in it, hard drive. It's running Windows 8.1 64-bit. And for all you gamers out there, I'll just give you the specs on the video card. It's not a high-end card by any means. Of course, I don't do a whole lot of gaming, so but it has an NVIDIA GeForce GT 630, which is 2 gigs of DDR3. It's also sharing 2 gigs of system memory, so basically 4 gigs of video, but 2 gigs dedicated. Then we'll come down here, and I have my APC Backups X. It's a 1500. And it has most of this equipment hooked into it. I believe I have the monitors, the tower, and may not have much else plugged into that from this system, just the critical parts to keep it up if there's a power failure. The printer I don't have connected to it, nor do I have the speakers. No really good reason to keep that on backup. I don't think I'll be jamming to any music or doing any print jobs if the power fails. So then let's move around here. This is my work setup. This is where I work every day. It's a Dell OPTIPLEX. It also has an i7, and I believe it has 8 gigs of RAM in it and a terabyte hard drive. I work for a screen printing company, so I work with digital graphics and digital art and stuff all day. So It's a fairly good computer. It does the job very well for what I do for work. Use Adobe Illustrator or sometimes Photoshop, stuff like that, but I don't run a whole ton of programs at once on it, so it does the job just perfectly. And all this equipment is also plugged in to that UPS over there, so all these systems are on battery backup. There's my shredder. Here's a shelf. Got the picture frame up there, digital picture frame, some extra hard drives, books, just some various boxes, tape, packing tape, extra batteries for the digital camera, coins, pocket change stuff, extra paper. That's about it. Just some various sundries of stuff that I might need. I can grab quickly from there. Okay, and then let's come around over here to the closet. You can see I have a small bundle of wires. There's 4 cables there bundled together, neatly tied. They come underneath the door here and they run along. Ah, yes, we can't forget my Squire bass and low down line 6 bass amplifier. I don't get to play as often as I would like, but I do have it there if I get the creative urge and want to pick it up and you know, play on it a little bit. But anyway, continuing on, the cables go along the side there by the baseboard, and that's pretty much all you can see. I'm pretty big on cable management, so that just runs the Ethernet up to the back of my home PC, and one runs around the wall there and plugs in, the yellow one there plugs into my work PC. Okay, so back to the closet. You can see I have a little fan there in the floor, so you can kind of see where this is going. But actually that's about all the cooling I really need. I usually leave this door open just to vent any hot air that builds up in there. That little fan blows it out pretty well. Let's see, got extra Ethernet cables, computer boxes, camera bag, monitor in case I need to plug it into one of my servers, files, more computer boxes of course, and just various junk. Okay, so here is the heart of the network. This is my network equipment. We'll start down here on the floor. That is a FreeBSD box. It's running FreeBSD 9.2. It has an Intel dual-core E6300 2.8 gigahertz processor, 4 gigs of RAM, and I have 3 1 terabyte hard drives, and they're configured in a RAID Z1 array. So I have parity, redundancy on one drive that I can, if one of the 3 drives fails, I can pull it out, pop a new one in, and just continue on my merry way. It will resilver and rebuild the array so I don't lose any of my data. Then on top of that, getting back to the BSD box, it is basically my network storage array. It is also a Plex media server. On the storage array I house all of my home media, movies, DVDs, videos, any music that I have, pictures, family pictures, all of my personal documents, various programs and applications that I want to back up. I have a ton of different Linux operating systems and stuff stored on that. So I can just, if I want to install a virtual machine, I can just pull the OS from the network storage and install it real quick, so I don't have to download. And that's about all that box does. I say all, it really is a lifesaver. It also runs backups, automated backups for all the computers in the house, and it's a great machine. It's not real powerful, like I say, the dual core 2.8 and 4 gigs of RAM, but that's more than sufficient for it to do its job. It also streams media to my Vizio TV downstairs, so I can watch movies and all that good stuff, and stream music to any of the PCs. You get the idea. It's just a basic media server and storage array for the network. Then on top of that box I have, you can barely see it, you can see the blue light. It's a Western Digital MyBook 2 terabyte external drive, and it is attached to the BSD box, and it's set to run weekly backups of the entire disk array that is on the BSD box. So it's basically copying every single thing that's on that drive, so if the whole storage array fails, I can reinstall and reconfigure the BSD box and just move everything back over to it from that backup drive. And it's like I say, it's R-synced, so it runs every week. Then above that, I have the Dell PowerConnect 2708 Gigabit 8-port switch. It's just about full. As you can see, I've got one port left on it, but I do have Cat 6 cable on everything. Everything is gigabit, and it flows like a maniac. I mean, I get high transfer speeds across anything on the network. It's a great switch. You can do VLANing, anything that you want pretty much within reason for that switch and its capability. The two red cables are both coming in from my router. One is on one subnet and the other is on another subnet. I have two separate subnets going into the switch. One is for my personal network here at home, and the other is for my work computer. I have those on separate subnets because I don't want them communicating with each other, because I connect to the office through VPN. And then I have the yellow cable there. It's running down around like I showed you earlier, and connects to the work PC. And then the white cable is also running around and goes to the home PC. And then I have a couple of blue cables there. One is going to the white box you see on top. That's a D-Link DR655. That is my wireless access point. It only allows wireless access to the network. It doesn't use any routing capabilities or any DHCP or anything like that. It's just solely used for wireless access. And then here on the wall is my cable modem. It's not anything special, just the one that was furnished from the cable company. I believe it is a DOCSIS 3 modem, so I get about 100 megabits per second down, and I believe my upstream is 5 megabits per second, something, or no, I think 50 megabits down and 5 megabits up, excuse me. So, you know, it's not a massive connection. Some of you may think it is, but anyway, we're always wanting more, right? So, but then we'll look here at the Lenovo, the black slim box there underneath the white one. That is got an Intel Core 2 Duo, an E6550. It's a 2.33 gigahertz processor, 3 gigs of RAM, and it has an 80 gigabyte hard drive in it. I have Ubuntu 14.04.2 LTS server 64-bit edition running on that machine, and it is my router. You've seen, you may have seen the video that I made on creating a Linux router. Well, this is one in the flesh right here. The ETH0, the mainline in from the outside world, from the internet, plugs directly into that box, and then I have two other Ethernet gigabit ports that come off of the box, and that's those two red cables that you see there going into my network switch. The router, it runs DHCP. It's also my firewall. I use Tables Firewall. It serves DNS for the entire network. So every computer, wireless or hardwired, has a static IP address on the network, and each machine or device also has its own host name. So I can look up machines, do NS lookups on host name or on my domain. If I forget an IP address or something like that, I can just look it up by host name, and it'll return the IP for me. I do have Webmin Front End installed on that. It's only accessible from the internal LAN. In fact, everything on the machine is only accessible from the internal LAN. I do have the firewall configured to allow, the machines to communicate out, and of course any established connection will come back through. But other than that, I don't have any other open ports of any kind, no other software packages or anything installed. So there's always a vulnerability somewhere, but so far, knock on wood, I've had real good results with it. I haven't had any security issues. I always run security updates and keep it updated and all that good stuff. But other than needing to reboot after updates, I don't ever have to reboot this machine. It just runs like a workhorse. I get full blast speed through the VPN for work, browsing the internet, streaming, anything I do, I get really high speeds on it. So I've been real pleased. It greatly improved my LAN speed and my network speed over the internet by building this router myself. It definitely tops any consumer grade router out there. Then next to it I have another APC Battery Backup. It is got all of this network equipment attached to it. So with this backup and the other backup over here, basically if the power goes out all over town, then I'll still have full internet access and functionality for approximately 30 minutes. The one over here can usually, as long as I'm not running something that's real resource hog worthy, then I can get about 45 minutes out of that monster over there. But this one I can get a good 25 or 30 minutes out of it if the power goes. I guess that's about it. I would like to add that the BSD box, the network storage array and media server, today hit the 61-day uptime mark. So it has not been rebooted in 61 days, and it's still just trucking right along, not using much memory, or the load on the CPU is extremely low. So I know both of these machines probably are a little overkill for what they do, but what's wrong with that? Too much is never enough in the computer world, I guess. Anyway, that's about it. I do have other devices, laptop, Kindle, my smart TV downstairs, my iPhone, all that good stuff. It all runs off of the network as well, through the wireless access point here. But that's about it. I think I've pretty much covered most of everything. I actually kind of made me some notes here so I'd have some specs for y'all. But I hope you have enjoyed looking at my setup here. I thought it was about time I kind of gave you all a peek at what I had going on here in the home office. Anyway, if you have any questions or if you have any suggestions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And as always, don't forget to share and like if you just fell in love with this video. And also, if you enjoy the strange, unusual, or bizarre subjects, then be sure to check out the website at oddrandomthoughts.com.